Welcome to the stream, guys. How's your weekend? Musta na kayo? Lakas ba yung sound ko? Na natin. Pisa pa lang naman, lakasan natin konti. Pampagising. Kumain na ba kayo? Kakakain ko lang actually. I just ate lunch. Where can I get free music, guys? Paulit-ulit lang itong music ko. Yeah. Paulit-ulit lang. So today we'll be talking about what's a good programming language to learn or to teach beginners. What's the best language to use if you don't have any programming language? Wala ka pa alam na language to get you into programming. We'll start in a few minutes. For the meantime, do you have any ideas on what languages that we can use? What are the easy ones, right? Because it's an important part, right? Of, before you start. Welcome to the stream. Okay, let me tone down the music. Yeah. I think let's start. Let's go. All right. Before we start, let's take a look at, what languages are actually popular nowadays, right? Or maybe we Google, right? What's the most popular, the best programming language to learn first? Let me try this. So they say it's Python. Is it true? So let's list down some stuff here. New. Let's create a new document. How do I do that? New document. So Google says it's Python. Smart Bear. Oh, it's one of it's a list, no? It's a list. So it says it's Python, C#. I'm not sure about C# because you need is C# free now. C#. Let's take a look later in detail. And they say Java, no. Let's list Python, no. I kind of like think Python, yeah. Let's talk about this later. C#, let's take a look at C#. How do you try C# online? In browser tutorial. C#? I don't know. I don't know about C#. It's .NET, so it's, I don't know. It's, I think, open source, right? But I think it's still tied to Microsoft. Although Golang also is tied to my Go, right? But it's not. I think it's not the same. I'm not. I can be wrong, right? I can be wrong. I can be wrong. Can you hear me, guys? Yeah. Might be talking here, then my mic is muted. Yeah, so they have this thing also. Maybe I'll throw in Golang also, no? Because Golang is the one I know, right? Also, maybe Java. No. Can you see my screen? Maybe let's create a table, no? So language. I don't know. Let's probably put the features here. Our notes, no? Python, Golang, Java. Okay, let's see. JavaScript. Yeah, maybe. JavaScript. Ruby. I don't know. Not sure about Ruby. Yeah, similar to Python, it says, right? It's also open source, I think. GitHub is using Ruby. It's used by Basecamp, actually. Yeah. Yo, Kaloy. Welcome to the stream. Napin natin kung ano yung programming language na pwedeng aralin for beginners. Stay back ka lang. Ngayon natin kung ano yung language na pwede natin aralin. Yung madali lang, no? Mahirap yung language na mahirap intindihin, di ba? It will just prevent you from learning, di ba? So Ruby, I don't know. I haven't used it, but yeah. Yeah, maybe some like it, right? But, yeah. Okay. So these are the list, no? I just took out Ruby and C# from the list. Tignan natin yung iba, no? Free Code Camp. Ito. Ito medyo credible naman itong Free Code Camp. Welcome to the stream. Yung Ruby on Rails, parang ano siya eh. I don't know. Hindi na siya masyadong popular na ngayon eh. So, siguro sa mga US clients, is still popular. Pero I don't think it's a... Parang gusto natin parang generic language na ano yung gagamitin, di ba? Yung madali intindihin. Pero okay ang Ruby on Rails na. Not saying na hindi maganda. Parang hindi lang ako agree siguro na pang beginner siya. Pero kung medyo may experience ka na, okay siya. Kasi meron siyang scaffolding. Yung parang hindi ka na magko-code. Auto-generate the code for you based on the model, yung database, no? So, let's see here, no? Kung meron siyang parang magandang diagram. Wow. I like it. Oh, nice, ha? Nakita nyo ba to, guys? Okay, let's see. Wow, choosing it, the language is very complicated, see? Patayin na natin yung music, ha? Nakaka-distro. Yan. Okay. So, tingnan natin to, ha? Where do we start? Dito, no? Start. Why do you want to learn programming? For my kids. So, it's Scratch, no? Yung Scratch, guys, it's yung parang this one. It's for the... Later on, guys, hang on lang kayo dyan. Tatry tayo ng mga language later. Hindi lang puro kwento. Sa start, like, kwento-kwento. Tapos yan. Ito yan eh. So, Scratch is by MIT. Massachusetts Institute of Technology. It's a top school also in the US, no? Where they have the bright kids studying there, right? So Scratch is if you want to learn, programming visually, no? Let's say, for example, let's say, I don't know, this guy, right? This is the sprite, no? They call it a sprite. Tapos, if I wanted to move 10 steps, then, turn 15 degrees like that. So, when you play this sprite, no? Pwede mo i-play to eh. I think my kids use it. So, pwede mo you play this like that. So, you can put the sprite here like that, I think. How do I put the sprite? Oh, I forgot about it. Hindi ko na maalala paano to. Sprite. Tignan natin to tutorial. Okay. Yan, ganyan, no? So, yan. Kailangan pala i-click yung block. Ito. So, parang ina-apply niya dito sa sprite. Anyway, this is visual, no? Visual learning. So, hindi yan yung kailangan natin. So, ito yung choices, no? You have Python, Java, C. Yung C, medyo mahirap siya for beginners, no? Medyo deep yung yung C. Medyo mahirap, no, for beginners. Medyo kailangan maintindihan mo dyan yung memory allocation, yung how to use pointers, ganyan. Sorry guys, may nagdi-drill yata dito sa labas. So medyo maingay. Ang ganda ng timing, no? Kung kailan pa ako nag-i-stream. So there's PHP, C++. C++, medyo mahirap din to. It's difficult to learn. Then C#, Ruby, Objective-C. Objective-C, I don't think so. This is not for newbies, right? It's also an old language. May bago na yung Swift by Apple, right? They use it, no? Welcome to the stream. Hi, how are you? Yeah. Just post your comment if you have any questions or you have anything to, you know, if you want to message. Good afternoon. Hey, it's Lau. Welcome to the stream. Welcome back. Salamat. How are you? Good afternoon din. Good afternoon. Have you eaten your lunch? Kumain ka na ba? Yeah. So standby lang tayo. We're choosing a language kung ano yung magandang gamitin, no, for beginners, no. Are you a developer already? Hey, it's Lau. Developer ka na ba? Nagko-code ka na ba? Okay. So I'll send this over sa I'll send the link, no, dito sa comments. Pwede niyo i-check tong ano. Ito na lang article na to, no, para ano. Put this in share ko to later, no. So references. Yan. Lagay natin. Drop ko rin to. I'm fine, sir. But don't be staying too much. Oh, where are you teaching? Are you in the Philippines? Sabado ngayon na, but may class. Oh, in your college. It's Saturday today, may class, ah. What's your college? Oh, private school. Programming? Ah, I remember you. You're the one who asked, who you were saying, right, teaching is also a, how do you call it, a challenge, right? During my last stream, yan. Okay lang. I appreciate dropping by. Kahit 1 minute, 5 minutes, okay lang. It's good. I appreciate the visit. No? You don't have to be on my stream all the time anyway. You can drop by every now. Pag nag-break ka dun sa teaching mo, maybe you can drop by again. I'll be streaming for, I think, 2 hours today. Mm. Good luck sa iyong teaching today. Let me know if I can help you in anything. Right? Like, baka pwede mo invite yung students mo to follow my stream. Sikat yata yung tweet sa mga students na nag-gaming. No? Yeah. All right. So I shared this thing. Okay. Teka, I'll share the article dyan. Drop ko yung article, no? Pakita mo siguro sa mga students mo. Yeah. Kalo yan, no? Tignan mo yung link. So I send the article that I'm looking at itong ito. Yeah, so I think, yeah, this is a very complicated picture. So let's see here, difficulty. I think based on difficulty, Python is the easiest, no? Oo, kaya pala sinasabi nila na may salary pa, oh. That's a nice summary. So let's go through, no? Some Python. Maybe you cannot see in screen. I'll make it big. Kaya natin para ano. So Python, easiest to learn daw. I think Python. Is it Python? We also googled Python is the first. Na-share din sa amin yan na easiest daw ang Python. Pero struggle yung white spaces dyan nung na-try ko. Okay. Yeah, the white spaces, spacing, no? Kasi sa Python, right, there's no curly braces to there's no curly braces to, like create a section of that block of code. Sa Python, it's just indentation, no? It's either you use tab or spaces. I think magkaiba pa yung tab at saka spaces eh. Pagdating sa... So when you try to, create some block of code. So I think that's what you mean also, hates loud, di ba? Yun yung problema. Okay. Pero, I think there's something here in Python na parang... Kasi hindi naman magiging popular. This will not be popular kung hindi siya talaga madali gamitin, right? Mm-mm. So widely used in scientific, technical, academic field. You can build also a website using Django, a popular Python web framework. Yeah, you can use Python with that, but I don't think I suggest that way of doing the website. It's already how they call it. It's not the although you can still make it work, but I don't think it's the fastest way to make a website. I mean the most performant way of creating a website nowadays, no. Oo nga, tama. I think madali siya gamitin. So, yeah. I'll just highlight yung comment mo, no. Importante ito sa mga beginners, eh. Right? So, na-share din sa amin yan na ECS daw. Maybe I can translate. Isa man is English speaking here, no. So, they're saying that, hey, it's Lao actually tried Python. Then, had difficulty in, with the white spacing, no. I think he's talking about, boy ka ba or girl? Hey, it's Lao. So, I can address you properly. So yan, so yung the spacing in Python, right? Because there's no curly braces to like group a block of code, no? So that's one of the challenges in Python. Okay, but I think that could actually be how do you call it? Worked around, no? Parang maybe the trade-off of learning Python and having that block of code is the trade-off of Python and you know with that white space thing, right? Or that space thing. Baka sulit naman rin, no? Parang, kesa naman mag-ibang language ka tapos it's difficult to learn, right? That, right? Okay. So next is Java, no? So Java is also very popular, no? This one is way, way back, no? I think during the 80s yata ang Java, if I'm not mistaken. When was it created? Oh, not even 80s. It's 1995. Yeah, yeah. 1995. Sorry, ah. So it's 1995. So yeah, it's popular in all platforms kasi it's portable, right? So they have a JVM. They call it a JVM. So parang Python din meron siyang virtual machine. So yung Python pala is not is not in hindi siya kino-compile into native code, right? There's an interpreter that will actually run the Python script that you did. Masyadong complicated to. Gusto ko lang explain sa inyo yung ito siguro. Ito. This thing. So, ganyan. So, I understand it, no? So, there's a compiler that will compile to bytecode, interpreter like this. Then the binary code, which will actually be understood by the computer, no? So, para ma-run yung Python na program. Similar din to sa Java. Java is called JVM naman, Java Virtual Machine. The Java Virtual Machine ngayon, it can also run yung other languages like Kotlin, no? Ganun. Yun. So, Java. Although, yeah, Java is good. But there's some object-oriented, parang concepts, no? Hello, Dev John Paul. Welcome to the stream. If you haven't followed Twitch, no, follow nyo lang para at least hindi na kayo mag-aabang sa Facebook or sa LinkedIn, no? Or sa Reddit. Naban pala tayo sa Reddit, guys, no? Hindi ko alam kung bakit. Na-show you, no? Yung Reddit natin naban, ba't ganun? Sorry, nag-ano ko. Sidetrack. Naban tayo guys, hindi ko alam bakit eh. I checked them. See oh, here. Hindi ko alam bakit. I just posted yung mga live natin tapos naban ako. Pero I contacted the moderators already. Baka naman na automatic ban lang tayo. Alright. Sana maano no ma-revert no. Okay. Let's go back. C. Itong C, medyo mahirap kasi C no. I don't think it's a good language to start with. C++ also. JavaScript. Oh, ito. Ito I like it no. JavaScript no. JavaScript is the nice thing about JavaScript is you can actually run the thing without installing anything no. Kahit sa browser mo pwede actually, no. So, pwede mong like kahit dito sa console mo lang dito no. You can actually run JavaScript code here. Nasa may console natin? Here. Pwede ka mag-type ng JavaScript dyan tapos you can execute, no? Paano ba? Var A equals to ano ba yung let A ba yun sa JavaScript? I don't know how to do JavaScript also, guys. Let's say is text. Ganun. Ay, define. Var A. Sorry, hindi ako marunong JavaScript, guys. Trying it out. Pero I know you can execute here. Eh. Baka ayaw niya na ng single quote, no? Ayun, no? Na ano naman. But undefined. Kasi parang siguro. So, pwede naman pala yun. A. Ganon. Ay, sorry. Sobrang liit, no? Yan. So, basically, I just created a variable tapos I printed the value, no? Hi, check him. We're just trying to look for a language that we can use, no? To teach beginners, no? Then we will try to follow that, use that language to teach every time I stream, for example. I started a stream because of people who are actually asking me, how do I switch to programming, no? They're from different industries. So one is doing like online work, which is not really totally programming, right? Yeah, so you can do alert hello also like that, right? So I think this will pop up something, right, in your screen. Like this, right? So it will pop up this alert is actually a window alert, right? So it opens up this window here. So JavaScript is cool. Do you like JavaScript? Maybe that's a good language to start with. Tapos medyo interesting pa kasi you can do something with the browser, right? You can interact with the browser, right? Kasi Python is more of like back-end stuff only, I'm thinking actually JavaScript, no? What do you think, guys? Java and JavaScript are similar like car and carpet. So this means that it's actually not similar. It's different. JavaScript and Java is different. Okay, check him. Yeah, I agree. Check him. No. So maybe for the back end stuff, right? Like APIs, Python would be good. But I have another language that I think is better than Python in terms of learning. I use Go lang actually, so maybe we can put it in the list also. Right. How's your experience in Python? Are you already familiar with used to the spaces thing? Like, if you want to indent a block of code. I'll show you what I mean for the benefit of those who don't know the Python. Puro one-liner naman to. To. Let's try to look for some easy stuff. Puro ano lang to eh. Sige, let's open one file kahit hindi nyo naintindihan. If statements. Let's say if else. Ito guys, pakita ko sa inyo. I'll show you what I mean, right? So this block of code, right? So this one just, you create two variables, right? Which is variable A and B, right? Then you assign a value to that variable, which is 33 and 200, right, respectively. Then this example, right, let's try to open it. This example, right, it just checks, right, if the value of B is greater than the value in A, right, the one inside the variable. Variable are just containers of data, right, which reside in the memory of the, computer. So meron parang address yan dun sa computer na para ma-access niya yung value dun sa loob nung variable. So ang ginagawa lang nitong block of code, this code is actually just doing, I just want to check if B is greater than A, then I call this one is a built-in function in Python, which just prints this text, right? I did a very little bot for Discord in Python, but it was years ago. I forgot everything. That's how programming is, right? Check him. You do it once, then you forget about it. But you can actually do it again, no? Ganon, we cannot remember everything, right? That's why we have like code repositories like that. Because we cannot remember all the things that we do, right? So we're not our brain is just limited to what we can remember, right? So Dev John Paul also created a quiz game with it. That's nice. If it's open source, maybe you can share it to us, right? So we can actually show the beginners, right, that you can actually create is it a console game, yung sa terminal lang? Okay. So balik tayo dito. No? So ito yung sinasabi ko, no? Normally in other languages, right, it will be like this, right? Ganyan, no? So let's try to replicate this in a Golang environment. Right? So don't mind the itong mga ibang syntax na to. So sa Golang, right, you just declare a variable ganyan. So 30 tapos B equal 200. Tama ba? O baliktad? Let's make it side by side no? Para ma-appreciate nyo. This is just simple logic, pero most of the stuff, right? Most of programming is like that only. There's nothing really very, very complicated. Unless you're solving a very complicated algorithm or maybe a problem, right? Like getting data, then processing it, right? I think Python, though, you don't need the main. Is it? So in Golang, right, like this. So this is how you declare a variable in Golang, right? You can also do like bar a equal to 30 like that. This is the shortcut. So this one is actually, I declare a variable, then I assign a value to it. in one line, right? Actually, this one also like that, right? Will this work? Yeah. Okay. So let's copy this ano no, this logic here on the left, right? So let's format this para medyo ano. So if A greater than B, so let's just copy this, no? Para pareho yung code natin, right? Like that. Okay, if you look at this, it's doing the same thing, right? So because, baliktad. Kaya pala hindi nag-print. Yeah. Yeah, it's go lang. Yeah, go. Go lang. Or go. I call it go lang because go is like, yeah. But it's go lang, yes. Correct. Correct. Check it. Console game, yeah. Dev John Paul, yeah. Hi, welcome to the stream. We have a new viewer. So this code in the right, is Go. Then this code in the left is Python, right? So what I mean by the space thing, right? This one. So to have like ito rin ibig sabihin yan, right? This one is enclosing na if B greater than A, you execute this line. This can actually have multiple lines also. Remember, right? Golang is used for backend APIs, similar to Python. I use it for my work. So we create, APIs or, code that actually accesses a database. You can actually do anything you can do in Python in Golang. But it has very few libraries on machine learning and AI. So hindi siya parang Python na like there's a lot of libraries na you can do. So what I mean by this, right? So pag nagkamali ka na indent, right? I'm assuming na hindi tatakbo to, right? So yan, nakita nyo. Right? So hindi siya tumakbo, right? Kasi wala yung indentation. So pag dinagyan mo na siya ng tab, wait. Space yata dapat. Tama ba? Tama, hindi ko na pagana, guys. Another exception occurred. How many lines ba yun? 4 lines? 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sheesh. Copy na lang natin to ulit. Did I mess up something? Nawala yung colon, sorry. Nawala yung colon, sorry. Right, so kailangan pala may colon. Yan. So dapat yata may space, no? Tama ba? Yan. Nakita nyo? Did you see the difference? Pakita ko sa inyo what I mean, right? Yeah. What did I do? If I don't even indent this, right? Meron akong curly brace, right? And even put this in in one line, pero hindi siya mag-error. Dero. Kita nyo. Pino-format na kasi, sorry It auto-formats, pero if your code is like that, hindi yan mag-error. Yeah, Python indentation is sensitive. I think you can use spaces or tab. So yun pa yung difference. The difference is, There's some coders who prefer space. There's some coders who prefer tabs. So magkaiba pa yun, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it makes your code cleaner, right? But here, right, if you see, it can also make my code cleaner, right? Kasi na ano niya, na ano niya, parang nare-reforman. The problem with this indentation, for me, is yung if you're already nesting a lot of code, right? But pero I think it's ano getting used to, no? I'm not saying it's wrong or something, right? Maybe for a newbie, I think it will be good. Kasi maintindihan mo kasi para naka-indent lahat, no? Parang ganun. So I think you are right also, Dev John Paul, right? Na it makes your code cleaner like that. Yeah, because JavaScript is not it's not like Python, right? It's not like Python. So it's really different. So Python lang yung ganun. Maybe that's why it's also popular, no? Because of that standard, right? Yeah, but there's a lot of tools already that will actually make you code in Python easier, right? So I'm just saying na pag you have Notepad, right? Tapos if you don't really see the spaces, right? Then it will be difficult for you, right? So you need to have tools, right? IDEs, right? Paano ko ba ibabalik to? Hindi ko na siya mabalik ko. Yeah, let's just copy this. Yan. So yeah, that's the difference that I'm talking about, right? I think you mentioned also, right? So yan lang. I think other than that, that's Python is good actually. Okay, let's go back to our thing. C Sharp, I'm not sure about C Sharp kasi medyo tied siya sa Microsoft, no? Although I think you can run C Sharp also in Linux already, if I'm not mistaken. In C Sharp, I think parang Java lang. They have a virtual machine also. And it's very similar to the Java syntax. Yeah, I agree, check M, right? It gives you good practice. Yeah. Some experienced developers also don't. Yeah, I think you will. Have you been into programming for a long time already? Check M. My wife is also learning Python, so yeah. That's why I think maybe it's really good for beginners, Python. Wait, let me charge my headset. It's already okay. Charge ko lang. Hold on. Let's say 9 months. I got my diploma 1 month ago. Oh, okay, okay. Sorry, I don't really need a headset pero pag nagpe-play kasi ako music. Oh, 9 months ago. Do you have work already? Check it. Okay. So Python, okay. Ang candidates natin, JavaScript and Python. I'm not saying we only have one, right? Baka pwedeng dalawa, right? Tapos we have 9 a.m. Where are you, Chikim? Are you in the US? Sorry, I can't remember if you chat to me before. I can't remember where you are unless we. Oh, you're in France. Oh, are you Filipino or French? I've been to France once in Paris in a tour. I appreciate you visiting the stream. Oh, you're French, French. Okay. All right. Cool. Wow. I have a French viewer. So cool. I've been to Paris once, right? For a tour. It was so busy that day. It's like summer. I think it's around June. So it's around June by that time. Yeah. Okay. Objective C, forget about this. I did Objective C. It's not for beginners. If you want to do Apple programming, right? You rather just use Swift. No, there's a new language. Not very new, but yeah, it's the new Apple language, right? If you want to do iOS development, this one, the replacement of Objective C. This is easier to use than Objective C. It does the same thing also. I think you can also do some uh, back end programming with Swift, right? Yeah, there's so many people, bro. I wanted to visit France, right? In the the vineyards, the nature stuff, the nature places, right? Paris is very busy. Yeah, it's like Singapore during the maybe more because there's so many people, man. Yeah, the rural cities. You wanna chill right in the vineyard, right? Then you just have your wine, have your good lunch, right? Yeah, bro. I agree. Singapore is also a city. Have you been here? If you haven't been here, it's like Paris, like that, without the old buildings. I think the nice thing about Paris is your iconic Eiffel Tower. Then you have your the Louvre, right, which is in an old building, which is like a museum, right? Then I think that's the cool part there. I don't say I don't like it, right? I like it because it's the first time I went there. But maybe if it's nicer if there's like less people. Oh, Arc de Triomphe. I saw that. Yeah, I saw that also, where you have the roundabout, right? We had a picture there in Arc de Triomphe. Okay. So in France, what is the popular language? Programming language. Okay. Uh, all right. Let's go back to our list. Okay. PHP. All right. There's still PHP. Ruby. I don't know. PHP. I don't know also. But if you want to do freelance, right? PHP is the way to go, I think. If you want to build fast websites, I mean, fast development of website. There's a technology. There's a framework called Laravel. It's very popular for PHP, but it's not very basic, no. So you need to learn a bit of PHP before you can use this, right? So it's not what we need, right? So what we need is a language that we can use to teach the programming basics, right, to beginners. Oh, symphony. Is it French? I know that. Wow. Yeah. You even have that thing. Is it still popular there? So popular PHP frameworks. I think Symfony is one. You also have like E framework, right? So you see, these are the popular frameworks. Where's the list? Here is the list. So Laravel, Symfony, right? Then Code Igniter. You have E framework, right? I know of Laravel. This is very popular now, Laravel, right? And there's a lot of, I think, plugins that you can use. So you don't need to build again, you know. They say do not repeat yourself, right? The dry principle. Try Laravel, bro. Yeah, yeah. Try Laravel. It's good. Yeah. They say it's good. I haven't tried it actually. Maybe we can do some Laravel learning in some of the streams. Cake PHP, this one, old one already. They also have this E framework. So E framework, yeah, PHP is not dead. Did you see that? I think it will never die. Yeah, this is one of the frameworks also. E framework and Laravel, right? But if you're new into web development, I think Laravel is the way to go. You try it. There's a lot of resources. They also have like Laracast here, like you know, videos, right? Workshops, right? See, so you just there's a lot of things you can do with Laravel, and it also tightly integrates with the like this new front end frameworks like React.js and Vue.js, right? Also Svelte, the new one. Like, yeah, try this laracasts.com. Let me ping this here. Yeah, just explore that. This is, I think, good for learning PHP. All right. So have we rolled out the thing? Golang, I'm not sure also if it's a good language to start with because it's not very popular yet, actually, right? So I think we can go with Python, if you ask me. Python and JavaScript, right? The nice thing about JavaScript, right, is you can easily learn to code, right, without installing anything, right? There's also I found a website, right, called Stack Blitz, right? This one. See, you don't even need to install anything, right? Stack Blitz. Yeah. So you can just run a Stack Blitz. I don't know what they call this, right? You can connect using GitHub, for example. So you can also save all your work, right? But I haven't plugged in here, right? So let's just try the online one, right? Yeah. So what I'll do next time, right? I'll connect my GitHub, right? So we can actually save the thing that we did online, right? Then share it to the community like that. Yeah, JavaScript is very powerful. Do you know the story of JavaScript? JavaScript was just during the early days, right? I know about JavaScript. It was only used to when you have a form, right? I don't know. Mm, Let me explain. Okay, this one, right? If you have a web form like this, right? Let's not open this. So if you have a form like this, normally this is common, right? In websites, you have a form like where you enter some text, then you enter some, yeah, like maybe a drop down, for example, right? Those are forms also, right? So JavaScript was originally used, right, to validate this data. For example, right, I want to check if this name is John. It's client side validation using the browser. So it was used like that before. But now, right? So what I think, right, happened, right, is Google, right, was the one who made it popular in Chrome, right? So they created this new VM, right? The JavaScript engine by Chrome, right? Then they figure out, right? Someone figure out that actually JavaScript, right, can be a server side language. Yeah, that's right. Can be disabled. That's correct. Yeah, that's correct. Because if you turn off JavaScript, it will not execute the JavaScript. So then they figure out, right, that I don't know if it was the Node developer, the one who created Node, but I think Google was already starting to use it. So they figure out, right, they can actually use it for server side, no, server side programming, meaning that you can create API like that. We can execute code in the server using the same engine that is actually being run in the browser. So it's like Java, right? You have your virtual machine in between, right? Then you execute the code. So they figure out, oh, maybe I can run this in the server, this engine. What do they call it? Is it the V8 engine or something? ECMA script. Is that correct? Or there's a different name? I don't know. I can't remember actually. Yeah, yeah, ECMA script. Yeah, that's right. You know your history, bro. Yeah, it's a good. Yeah. So let's say maybe we Google, right? ECMA. This one. Correct, right? ECMA script. I'm not a JavaScript expert, so I can actually be wrong. So trust Wikipedia, guys. Yeah. So what I'm talking about, right? Node.js is the history. See here, 2009. So Node.js is a very popular language. Do you call it a language? No, no, you don't call it a language. It's like JavaScript on server side. That's it. I've been programming since 1999, around 22 years, bro. And I still learn every time I code. I'm not a really a very good. I'm not really a very expert like that coding, but that was my work ever since. So I was able to use different languages, right? I'll tell you in this list. I was able to work on Java. This is my most of the work I did is on Java. I also did some Objective C. I created an iPhone app before, right? It's called iHotDog, where you play with the hot dog like that. I don't think it's I don't think it's up anymore, right? iHotDog is not there anymore. Cannot even search iPhone. Oh, it's not there anymore. We took it down already. So I use Objective C to create the iPhone app. That's the only way to create an iPhone app before. I can't remember. Maybe I can show the video. It's a 2D game wherein you play with the hot dog, where you kind of like put the hot dog in the pan, then you roll the hot dog, right? Then it sizzles, right? Then you put some mustard after, then you put a bun like that. It's very simple. It's like a, I don't know, 30 seconds you're done making a hot dog. Would you know that it actually had was been downloaded for 35,000 times in the App Store. So it was actually sold for 99 cents each download. It was not free. I got I think 10% of the revenue. Yeah, it's a good start. But eventually, right, there's some more better games, right? Then it was not, so we took it down, and but at least we earned from it, right? Apple selling hot dogs, that's right. But the nice thing about this, right, is actually a relative actually asked me to do that app. Then that app, right, his daughter, right, helped me create some assets, and do a bit of programming. Then his daughter was able to go into Stanford because of the app. You know Stanford University? Yeah, in the US. Stanford is popular for Apple engineers, right? Apple engineers teach iOS development in Stanford, right? There's also free, if you want to learn iOS programming, I'll show you something that is very interesting. Apple develop. You can go to this, I'm gonna paste it. I'm gonna comment this in the, see here, I'm gonna paste this here. Let me put some. So these are actually from iOS engineers, man. It's free. So you go to this website, right? Then you try to go through the here. For example, you have a lecture, right? They have it in YouTube, right? Can you hear the thing? I cannot hear it. So this guy is good, right? He's the one teaching. See, I'll give you a preview of how they're there. So if you want to learn iOS development, this is the best way to learn, I think. He will teach you the entire thing, how to do an app using Swift. See? So he will teach you all the, see, how to do an app, right? He's a good instructor. I learned from him also. I watch all, not all, I watch most of the videos. So he's using Swift, no, which is easier than Objective C. Before, his lectures are he's actually a lecturer in Stanford. He's a professor. I can't remember his name. Uh, Paul, yeah, this guy, Paul Hegarty. You Google his name, but yeah, you can find him. He's the instructor in this this tutorial. So you learn a lot from him, man. How to create an iOS app like that. See, his examples are like that. right? So you can actually, this is a game, I think, right, that he's doing. Then he will show you how to code the app. If you're interested in app development, there's a there's a kind of like barrier to entry here, because if you want to do iOS development, right, you need to have an iOS app. Not iOS app, an iPhone, right? So that's the barrier to entry. You need to buy an expensive iPhone to learn to do iPhone development, right? Because you need a phone, what? And you need a Mac. Yeah, that's a problem, right? You need a MacBook also, because uh, s- uh, iPhone development, the simulator is only running on the Apple OS. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I will segue to Flutter actually. So if you wanna do like cross-platform, right? You might want to use this Flutter. So what Flutter does, right? When you create a Flutter app, I have a blog about this, but I'll show it later. So if you want to create an app that will run on iPhone or Android or web, right? But web, I'm not sure if it's that stable. But they say you can also create in the web. But if you want cross-platform, right? You create an app using one language, which is Dart, and you create an iPhone app and an Android app, you can use Flutter. I created an example which I have in GitHub. Go to my website. I created this simple example, right, in my blog. Where's the picture here? So I created this. The code is actually online. I'm gonna paste the thing here. So this is the link to the blog post. The code is actually online in my GitHub. The link is here. I just show you this one. I have it open source, right? So you can click this. You go to my blog, then you find the link to the GitHub repo. I have the code here. All the code is here in my GitHub. So you access that, you can just run it. I don't know if it's still if it's still updated, because I last update was 3 years ago. So I'm not sure what they did. A lot of changes already in Flutter. I haven't updated the example. Hopefully it still works, right? Because of backward compatibility. Okay. So Flutter is not using Swift or Kotlin, for example. It's using a language called Dart. So this is the language that Flutter is using, Dart. But if you want to, if you already know one language, you can actually just try. It's easy to learn another language. The first thing you need to know is your first language, right? But once you get the concepts of programming, it's easy to already start. It's not very difficult already. So this is the one used by Flutter. So if you want to learn Flutter, you need to know Dart. This one, this guy. So they have a good documentation also. For example, right, the type system, right? Like what are the types? No, you can go to their website here, the Dart website. It's easier than Objective C. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Play around, guy. Play around with this. I suggest don't. If you want to do like cross-platform, you have an Android phone, just use Flutter. This one. There's some examples also. You don't have to use my example. There's some also. There's a learning hero. I'll show you the thing. You can learn Flutter here, right, in this link. Yeah, there's a lot of content actually. No. tutorials, right? Just it's good because you already know some language, right? It's not very difficult for you to learn a new one, right? But for the beginners, we will probably stick to either JavaScript or Python. Python maybe for the backend, right? Then don't forget if you want to do JavaScript, right? There's I think I showed Stack Blitz earlier, right here. Let's close the thing. This one, Stack Blitz. So stackblitz.com. I'll zoom in so you can see. Stack Blitz. You can zoom if you're in Twitch, right? You can zoom into the stream. You can actually see the text bigger. So in Stack Blitz, the nice thing about Stack Blitz, right, is you can actually, you know, get your sample JS code, right? Let's say, let's take some code from somewhere, some JavaScript. Generate an random. Oh, why is this here? For example, you have this, right? You can just want to generate. You can just copy this in Stack Blitz, for example. Where's the bugger? Oh, I think I closed it. Oh, did I just close the thing? This one. Just copy this code. You can also see here, right? Yeah. It auto executes the code also if you change something. See? Just reload the page there. Yeah. It refreshes the thing. Oh, is it? Is there a VS Code thing? Is it here in VS Code? Yeah, I think it's faster if you use VS Code. Visual Studio Code, right? Oh, extensions. Live, like this. Is this the one? Live server, is it? This one? Is this the one, bro? Live server or live share? But this one is sharing only. Oh, I think this is the one, right? This live server, right? So let's install this guy. So an alternative is to run you install this live server. Then we can just create but we need HTML, right? Can we download all this stuff? Save. Ah, can I download this one? Okay, I downloaded the project here. Okay, let me copy this somewhere, right? Uh, Great. Let's go to VS Code here. Open folder. So we go to downloads. Local C users. Let's just copy the thing here. Let me copy the files first. Okay. Downloads test. Okay. All right. I trust you. All right. Let's trust the guy. Then from here, how do you run the live server, bro? Run live server. Read the docs, man. Bottom right of the bar. Oh, here. Go live. Wow, cool. So this is the app. Go live. So here on the right side, let me show the other browser that started. So it will run a browser, right, running the code. Nothing happened because we're not printing out anything, right? So if you look here, right, it's just gonna execute the thing in the browser. I'm not mistaken. It's not working, man. Don't show again. Live reload is not possible with or without. Did I set up a? Do I need to? This one. But it should run this what? Hmm. Should actually see the output of the JavaScript here because it's gonna print the thing right here because we're doing a console log here, right? Oh, I'm assuming this one is like just a container, right? Sorry, guys, I'm not a web developer, so we can learn together. So you just want to show something in the browser, right? Isn't this the HTML structure that they're talking about? Should actually load this. See, this one guy. So this one is actually populated by this JavaScript, right? So it should show this JS starter, right? This one is just a container wherein this one is populated. See, right? It gets this guy, right? Is app div, right? This one. Get element by ID app, right? Then it actually just adds this text, this HTML, right, into that to that node, right? You can clear your HTML file line one. You type mm, here, right? Is it? Edit yung div. Ito? If I delete the div, so wala siya ipapakita, right? O baka kailangan ni ano to, i-run. But this one is just, ano eh. It's the same thing, what? Right? Diba? Same thing, right? This two is, this one is actually just, we should just get the same thing right here. Right. We just don't know if this live, how does the live server. Oh, here, ah. Paano ba yung ano? Sorry, I'm not using VS Code, guys. Control R. Like this? Tama? Sorry, I'm ano. Exclamation point. Ah, the one. Like this? Is what you're saying? Wala. No, right? It's the HTML one. Where do I type the exclamation point? Let's go. Live coding, guys. We just don't know how to set up the thing, the live server one. It's a new plugin that we actually installed. I'm not familiar with this tool. But I'm assuming it should actually load the text one. It seems it's not interpreting this. Eh. See, oh. Okay. Paste this, bro. Oh, go, 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 go. You teach me JavaScript, guys. We learn together. Okay, let's try to figure this out. Open with live server. I did it what? Okay, while we're waiting for that, right? Let's go back to what we are talking about. So anyway, that's what I'm saying, right? If you are using VS Code, you need to do a lot, you know. You need to learn the extension, right? Because it's not you need to know how to run it, right? But if you're using just a tool like this, then you can just go straight away and learn the thing, right? You can worry about learning how to use VS Code with this thing later, right? For the start, you can actually just use this. Then, yeah, HTML. Where did you send, bro? I didn't see. Did you paste it here in the comments? Oh, here, the paste bin. Okay. Okay, let's see what this checkm sent us. All right. How do I copy this thing? Let me type in. I cannot copy the thing. Paste bin. Oh, here. Okay, let's go. Oh, this is the yeah. Okay. Oh, because it's not proper HTML, right? So this guy is actually just it's not HTML5, is it? Let's try. Let's see. Okay, I got it. So let's try this in the live server now. There you go. Right. There you go. So why is StackBlitz not requiring that thing, the entire thing? There you go, guys. But we still don't see this, eh? Remember? We still don't see the text here, right? The JS starter one, this one. You got what I mean, right? It's a heading, right? We should actually see something here, right? No, it should display this here in the browser also. Where is it? That's what I'm saying. Where? Here, this one, right? JS starter. That's right. That's weird. That's why I'm like wondering why, right? We need to see this. You see, in this thing, right? We don't see it, right? Anyway, let me figure that out. I'm gonna teach you guys. I'm gonna try to play with this offline and see what is the problem, right? Maybe it needs to like do some I don't know some processing, right? See, we should actually see that JS starter code here, the text, right? This one is actually just displaying this. This one is not even interpreted, right? Maybe we need to run. I don't know. Is it what? Yeah. Weird, right? Okay. Never mind. It's okay. Thank you for the help, check him. Yeah. I'll figure that out, and in my next stream I will show why. Right. So we can also teach them, right? It's very sad. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mind blown. This is programming, guys. This is programming at its finest. It's a very simple thing. If you see, we don't even have complicated code, right? Yeah. So let's see why is StackBlitz actually doing that, right? Anyway, it's not a showstopper for you guys. It's just some setup in the VS Code. Yeah. So here, it should actually do this, right? So let me copy what CheckM actually sent us, right? This should actually work also here. There. This is the actual output that we wanted, right? Because this one is actually, having also the text, right? This one. Yeah. Yeah, bro, but that's how I think that's also the enjoyment that we have finding solutions for problems, right? Programming wise. Yeah. But that's okay. That's okay. That's fine. So let's just make a check M. Let's make this our assignment, bro. This is our assignment. Why is it not working? I sent you the link. I'll send you the link of this guy. I'm not sure if you can access it. Let me send you this. I'll send it here. So guys, if you can try to figure out, run this in the live server, this code. It should actually show this two text like that. Okay. All right. Cool, huh? Yeah, try to edit the code. I save already. All right. Okay, let's go back to what we're discussing, right? I'll just take a 1 minute break. I need to go to the toilet. Because the aircon is too cold. Yeah. I'll be back. I'll play some music while I'm not around. 1 minute only. 1 minute. Sorry, guys. I needed to go. All right. All right. Where are we? Yeah. Okay. I think we kind of like already selected what we can use, right? Which I think is Python and JavaScript. The only thing with Python, right? It's purely back-end language. Unless you use it with Django, wherein you can actually mix your HTML with Python, right, and create websites. So Django is this framework. So they call it Django. So this is your Laravel for Python, if I'm not mistaken. So this is Laravel for Python. So if you want to create websites using Python, you need to also know Django, for example, right? So installation, for example, you need to learn all this stuff, which is not straightforward. Also, okay, I'll show you a nice tool, right, by JetBrains, right, an IDE, right, that you can use to code Python. I think you can also use VS Code, right? Let's try both, right? I hope it doesn't require me to install something. So one, I requested a Pycharm. I requested JetBrains, right? I'm gonna show you the thing. I requested in my email, right? I requested from JetBrains to give me because JetBrains, right? JetBrains for user groups. We just give you some exciting news, right? JetBrains. Uh, JetBrains, right? See, that's why let's make our stream what's this popular. You know why? Because for example, right, every event, right, that we have, like a meetup, right, uh, they can give us one free license for raffle. So we can actually raffle out one free license of their IDE, JetBrains IDE. So it means that, for example, right, one lucky viewer, right, or lucky attendee, right, will be able to, win a free license of their IDE. So I sent them an email, right? I don't know if I need to create a meetup group or something, so we can actually, uh, you know, uh, the attendees that can register, right? I think it's worth it. I'm gonna register for meetup for you guys if you want, as long as we can get this free license, right? So this can be like a raffle that we can do, right? So we can get a one free license depending on how many attendees, right, that we have in the meetup. Because we're gonna host the online meetups, right? So we can get one free license if 30 to 50 attend our session. Like the last time that we had the interview with Mark, we had around 33 attending, right? So here, right, so they replied to me already. Then they're probably gonna ask me questions, right, and evaluate if we are actually, uh, you know, we are qualified to be given a free license, right? I mentioned this because JetBrains, right, they have the best tools, right, in terms of coding, right? So let's say, let me just show you all their products, right? You might want to check it out. So they have a lot of IDEs, right? IDE is a integrated development environment, meaning it's like VS Code also, wherein you have everything that you need to uh, to code, right? This is very important. This one you don't really need to pay, actually. There are community editions, right, for each. But this is one of the best IDEs that you can use for your programming. I use this Goland actually for work. Here, this one. I use this for work, this Goland. So I'm gonna send the link here. You want to try it out? Yeah, maybe I can also ask for a floating but that would be difficult if it's a floating license. Because if someone is using cannot use already. Let me simplify the thing. I think you can just type in this. You don't even need to type this thing. Yeah, here. So just try to access this. And download the IDs here. So you can use Pycharm, this one. If you want to do Python. Is PHP Storm good? Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't used PHP Storm. This one, right? Yeah, it's running in Java and doing a lot. Yeah. So if you want to do like start with Python programming easily, right? You can download Pycharm. Let me download now, right? We can download the community edition. So not all IDEs have community edition. Golang doesn't have community edition, right? So you download this. Let me try to install now. I hope that it doesn't ask us to restart. So let's install the this Pycharm. All right. So it will install the Pycharm here in my machine. Let's create a shortcut. .py. All right. Fair enough. Install. So we're actually this one. We downloaded Pycharm, right? So you can install there's a Mac OS and Linux version if you want to try. I'm gonna show you the IDE. Then we will also try Python later if we have time. Maybe I can extend a bit, right? For us to show the IDs, right? So it takes a bit of time to install. So I don't know. I hope it doesn't ask us to restart the machine. Okay, finish. So we run PyCharm now. Just say yes. This one community, no need to pay anything. So let's say create a new Python project, right? Okay, let's just see. So this one will make your coding life easier. The IDEs, right? Rather than having a notepad only to execute Python, right? You can install an IDE to make your life easier. So there's a lot of integrations already. Mm. It's taking a bit of time, guys. So let's just try. Yeah, while we're waiting. I already approve what? Okay, while we're waiting, right? In VS Code also, right? Let's say uh, there's also some Python extensions, right? This one, right? So just install this plugin, right? Let's take some Python code, right? So we can see how it works. Let's close all these tabs, right? Python examples. Right? So you just take one, I don't know. Let's just take a simple example, right? So this one, right? Let's copy this code, put it in our see here. See? Let's see. UI. Right, this one. So I think you can run this, right? It's installing some dependencies. Let me show. Yeah, it's installing some dependencies that is required to run the Python plugin. Okay. So this one already done. Oh, wait, wait. I think we can paste this here. Okay. Let me do one thing at a time first. Okay. So now it's already able to run the Python in VS Code, right? Did you see the output here? So this is the right side is the output of the program, the Python program, right? Then this is the code on the left, right? So you can already run your Python code using that plugin, right? You don't even need to install. I mean, you need to install VS Code and the plugin, right? But in your local environment, right, it will just be handled by the IDE. Okay, let's do the same thing here, right? So the only difference right here is that it actually has just a method here. Then I just copied the code here like that, right? You can run the same thing here. Then it will actually show this output, right? I think we can also just copy paste the entire thing here. If I'm not mistaken. See, it's the same. So no no special thing, right? So just don't know how to screen make this bigger. View. I think there's presentation mode somewhere here. If I remember correctly. View. I remember this has presentation mode. So you can make the text larger. Can't remember where that is. Right. View mode. This one. There. Did you see it? Yeah. So it's the same code that we are running in JavaScript, right? In JavaScript, in VS Code. See? So if you run this here, there. So if you make a mistake in the intention, right? I don't think this will run. See? The indentation, there's already indentation error. So you have to be careful, right? So if some greater than, let's say, just for demonstration purposes, right? Oh, it already autodents for you. So you put a colon here, I think. Then print sum is greater than 1. Yeah, like that. Of course, it's greater, right? Because I added, it's the sum, right? You added another number, then, Something weird in Python is that when you create a variable, it does place it in an array. That one I'm not sure about that. Uh, oh, okay, okay. All right, that's good to know. Maybe I'll research on that, right, and see because that's some how do you call it? Some nuisance, right? When you're using Python, which beginners have to be careful of. This one. Oh yeah, no, that's right. Ah, No, 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 no. You know what is this? This is actually just, if you want to this one is it's like the printf of Golang. If you want to put another variable here, right? Let's say 4, let's say 3, then you want to put another number here. Put let's put a new variable here, like for example, like num3, right? 290, let's say. Right. Okay. This one, bro, right, is this one is just a placeholder for the text that you want to replace. For example, right, this one, this 0, right? This will be replaced by this guy. The actual value of this. This one is like the printf of Golang. Let me show you. But there's no number in the Golang. There's no like index or something. In Golang like this, right? So printf. Let me explain a bit. Example in Golang, right? Let's remove this guy. If I want to print, let's say we have a say s here, a string, right? Check m. Then I want to print in that string, right? Let's say hello, right? So this guy, right, will be replaced by this guy, this variable, the value of this. So when you run this, right, see, it replaces this. But in Golang, it's different. It's not indexed, no. It's not numbers. So for example, I want to add another string, right? So check m. So let's say don't be to codes, right? Let's say hello, check m appreciates you visiting uh his stream, his stream. See, let's say just some for example purposes, right? So this one, right? I can pass this one, right? But it will just count for me. No need to put the index like that. So you run this, see, it will just replace the thing, right? So that I think is the same thing here that it's actually doing. It's actually just formatting the text based on this. I don't know if this one is even important. Maybe that's how it is in the Python. It cannot support this one, like the one in Golang. Because this one can be a number also. Let's say n equal to 35, right? So you can also put you are the, let's say, if you want to insert a number, right? Normally you use percent %d, d for decimal or something. Yeah. So let's say we know that it's 35, right? Just say follower. Let's say so we need to put this guy also here, right, in the end, right? It's gonna replace the thing. Pero see. So this one is just a convenience. Okay. Another way to do is right like this. The ugly way. To print the same thing, right? The sum of, So you can do a plus, I think, right? This is the ugly way. Sum of plus sum1, then you close it again, and so you just do up that num2. Oh, this is the ugly way, man. So you don't do this. This is how we do in Java when we were starting. So like there's no like convenience method. So the sum of m num1 and num2 is okay. Let me remove this tree. We don't need this. So then sum that, right? It's gonna print the same thing, man. Oh, it doesn't support like this. Oh, so you need to format this, is it? Oh, it cannot convert it to a string if it's a number. Right. So how do you convert the string? Convert float to string. Like this. Is it? Will this work, guys? Basically, we're just converting the float to the. Yeah. So I think you know why? Because I think it's treating the plus with, I want to add two numbers or something. So it's kind of like confused. So you need to convert it to a string if you want to format it like this, right? Another way is to put this also in a variable, right? Say a string variable, right? When you just copy it, this one is like, a not so ugly but still ugly way. Because I just took it out and put it in the another variable like that, right? So if you comment this, right? Yeah. So this is just the line that we are actually printing out. So that's just a convenience method, which is actually convenience function that it's very useful for you to use, right? If you're formatting a string, right? I didn't know that Python is like that. Mm. So then the same program, right, should work in the VS Code also. I like the color of VS Code. It's very nice. It's very bright, and I think they can also install plugins. Here you can clear all, so you can see like that. What happened? Did I copy wrongly? Program adds two numbers. I need to indent this or something. I don't know. That's a problem. Yeah, yeah, bro. Yeah. Oh, you can actually do that, is it? Oh, interesting, huh? You can do it like that. Like, don't convert one by one, is it? That's nice to know. But I wonder why this is not working. String object is not callable. Ah, oh. I think you need to import something or something. I don't know how to import. It's not actually able to see this function, I think. So this is a bit tricky, right? If you're starting. So you need to import string. Let's see how to import. Is this the one? But this one is string what? Ah, this one. Oh, but it's supposed to be able to do that, right? Only the VS Code thing is not working. It's not callable. What the heck? Let's try to see the one you're saying here. I wonder how I can copy this thing. Let me try this, what you're saying. Let's try to do it here. Is that possible? I thought you were saying. String number to string. Let's try that, bro. It will work, right? MB to string. So string to sum. Will it work, bro? What do you think? Oh wait, how do you do like this, right? Is it? No, how do you now use this, right? Ah, okay. I get what you mean now. So what you're saying is like this. Okay, I got it. This one. See string. Like this, right? Then we remove this, right? Maybe should work. See. It's like different ways to skin a cat or something. Like that. So this one. Comment this guy first. Right? Oh, it still cannot do, bro. It doesn't work. Did I do this correctly? Sad. It's okay. That's life. Yeah. But at least we know, right, that it doesn't work. Programming is like that, right? We try, see. Sometimes we dream that it's working, then it doesn't, right? All right. So that's Python, right? So I installed Python here already in my PC. So we'll use PyCharm for this, right? Hopefully we get that JetBrains thing. I don't mind giving away licenses for free. I was also thinking to give out Udemy courses for free for every big event that we have, big stream that we have, like the previous stream that we had with Mark, right? How do I exit the thing? Uh, anyway, how to exit the presentation mode view? Hey, there's another feature here, right? That is interesting. If you wanna code with me, like literally, right? We can actually share the. Let me close this thing. I don't know how to exit the presentation mode. There should be a button somewhere here, right? That will say exit presentation mode or something. Let's try to find it. It was actually here earlier, right? Anyway, I'm talking about this. There's this feature here, right? This code with me. So it means that I can share my IDE, right? I can give access to the viewers, and you can actually do coding with me by just entering like a code. A share code. I'm gonna invite you, then you can actually control my IDE, something like that. Ah, okay, I got it. Let's try that. What you're saying. So basically, you just want it in the variable first, right? Maybe that will work. Like this, right? Oh, okay, I get it. So meaning you don't really need. So you will still do this, right? Okay, so then you still print string. Then you don't need to do this anymore because you already converted the thing, right? That's what you're saying. I think this, yeah. Oh, this is a convenience thing, It's nice, This, right? Did it not work? I think it doesn't support this one. It doesn't support that like multiple one thing. Yeah, too bad, man. The heck? How do I know go back to that thing? I need to try the. I need to understand how this presentation mode works, right? Kind of like mess up the thing. Let me open the thing. Bugger. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's okay. Let's see. I should be able to do like So here's what I'm saying, right? I can start a session. So the code with me session, then I can actually join a session. So the one who is joining, right? He will get a link, then he can access my IDE. We do this at work. We do pair programming. So we code at the same time, at the same code base. Cool, This one is not supported by VS Code, I think. It's very good for pair programming, right? This one, oh, how do you even this one? You don't see it anymore, right? If you are in presentation mode, see, I don't even see that thing, right? There's no button anymore, man. Or maybe it's hidden somewhere. Wait, let me see. Maybe it's below. See, you lost it, man. I don't even know where is it in the menu. So, right. So I just saw that. Is it appearance? Oh, here, guys. It's here. Exit presentation mode. There. So I assume the presentation mode is also here. Send mode. Wow. Full screen view. Oh, it's here. View. There's no shortcut. That's why it's difficult to see. All right. Got it right. So now we know where. Enter full screen. Oh, it's stacking. This one. Okay. All right. That's cool. All right. So I'll try to come up with some content on starting programming with these two languages, right? So I think we stick with these two guys, right? Python and JavaScript. The problem with JavaScript, right? There's no types, right? If you declare a variable, you cannot say that this is a string. You cannot say this is a number, for example, right? With Python, you can actually do that, right? There's types, right? Let's say the error that we saw earlier, right? It's not allowing us to add, right? If it's not I mean this one, right? You cannot do this operation plus, right? If it's a string, if it's this variable is not a string. I think JavaScript will allow anything, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, I talked to yeah, TypeScript is also one option. But I spoke to a friend and there's some TypeScript that is confusing for beginners. So it's not a good language to start with, I think. So I'd rather stick with JavaScript and Python. Or maybe Golang. I don't know. Let's try to add Golang here below. A nice language also. This is my favorite Golang. This is what I use in work. Yeah, it's definitely not a starting language. I spoke to my friend earlier, just before the stream, and I don't know, it's very complicated. JavaScript is easier, right? So there's some tutorials here in JavaScript, right? JavaScript. So we can actually go through this, right? Samples. There's some basics, right? So we can go through this tutorial, right? And let's say this one, right? You can even just copy this and go to the console, right? Here, right? You go to the console here. So what I did is right click, then inspect. Then I think you can just paste this thing here. Oh, you need to actually get this element. So it's not straightforward. So you need to create the HTML for that. So it's not actually it's not able to get that element. So it's not able to set the property for that. Okay. Mm. My headset turned off automatically because there's no music playing. I guess JavaScript.info. Okay, let's take a look at this. Oh, this is nice. Oh, wow. Thank you for the information. Let's try to use this. I like it. This is nice. Wow, it's a lot of stuff. I'm gonna bookmark this. Thanks, check him. Let's use this, right? Uh Maybe we can buy the PDF also. It's also in GitHub. Let's bookmark the thing. All right, thank you for the information. This is really quite nice, man. So you the code structure, right? So can even run the thing. See. All right, this is cool. I like it. So I think this is yeah. I think this is a good article, not article, a website, right? To learn the entire JavaScript, right? So you even have like, for example, right, how to get data from an API, for example, right? It's here. So we can go through this, right? Maybe I can also create some tutorial content, right? This one is a lot of stuff, right? You don't really need to. I think you can just go through the basics first, like control structures, right? Basic operations, objects, data types, right? I think this one is for beginners, right? To understand how programming works, right? Even this arrow function is not even needed yet, right? Go through like how to just create an application, simple application in the browser, right? What do you use? Do you use fetch or there's some other thing? Promises, is it? No, no, not promises. There's another thing. Fetch is a standard, right? Standard HTML. I think that's the default one now, right? All right. Okay, I'm gonna go through this, and maybe in one of the streams, let's try to. I know Checkem, you know this already, right? But for the benefit of the other viewers, right? For those who are still learning, right? We can actually go through JavaScript. They can also build something interesting. I will try to see how we can build something interesting. But we just want to teach the program basics, right? Program fundamentals, programming fundamentals. So they will learn, right? How does an application work? Because that's very important before going into like Python or anything, right? Maybe we can just let them use Stack Blitz. Maybe we can do like a session in Discord, right? We can do some, tutorials like that. Yeah, that's right. We don't need to rush the beginners also. We want them to learn like maybe for one section we just explain, right? Maybe like a hello world or like this variables, data types, right? Like one simple session only. Because learning is just, if it's too much information, right, you can also not learn. I mean, it's hard to learn if you have information overload, right? Mm. If you haven't followed me, check him. You follow me in Twitch. Is my chat follower only? I can't remember. Yeah, but I appreciate it. Yeah, our brain RAM is limited. That's right. Also, our permanent storage is limited. Not only the RAM. If you notice, right, when you get older, right? Oh, you followed. Thank you. Uh, if you get older, right, you forget things. So meaning that some of the data in your brain, right, is somehow erased. Right. So make sure you check it out. Make sure you check this website out, guys. We can also do some. Let's see the examples here. Oh, so now we can also do teach object-oriented programming using JavaScript right here, based on this. So you have constructors also like this. This one is a method of that object, right? Ah, interesting. I like it. All right. So I'm sold. I think JavaScript is the first thing we will learn, used to teach programming. Types. Let's see. I saw some type something here. Data types. Okay. These are just some, examples of the types, right? Which is very important if you're learning programming, right? Although JavaScript is not very strict, right? But at some form, right, it will tell you, for example, I cannot add a number to a string, for example, right? Like that. I mean, there is stupid things that we remember from years ago. Coding isn't very different. If you practice daily, you'll learn it and stay. Can I quote you on that? Sorry, your picture is a girl. Are you a girl or a boy? This is true. Check M's quote, right? You need to practice every day until you master it. They say, I'm not sure who quoted it, right? But they say, it takes you 10,000 hours to master a skill, right? Takes you 10,000 hours to master a skill. So you need to practice, 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 practice. That's it. So in programming, don't worry, right? If you do not remember things, right? Because along the way, right, it will get back to you. And there's always Google, for example. Okay, I'll show you a very neat tool that I'm using currently. If you don't remember things, right? Or if you're like, you think Google is, you know, you need to Google things if you forget, right? I'll show you something very interesting. I'm using this currently. It's called Git Co-Pilot. Have you heard of this, guys? Let me send you the link. Oh, sorry. Check it. You check this out. GitHub Copilot, right? What it does, right? Based on your comment, right? Or the like when you're typing already, it will try to understand what you are trying to do. Let's say, for example, right? He's saying here, determine whether the sentiment of text is positive. Use a web service. If you look at this, right? If you can refresh the thing, right? He just typed this comment. I don't have GitHub setup in my this machine. So later, next stream, I'll show you how GitHub Pilot works. It saves you a lot of time, right? So if you notice, right, I'm not sure if you see, he just typed this comment. Then this one is already auto completed by Copilot. He didn't even need to code a single code of this block, right? So it automatically created this for him. So it's let me let's say let's try to watch an example demo. 1 minute. Let's say let's watch this. So we're watching the demo, right? He's just typing comments if you notice, guys. See? He didn't do any code. He just typed the comment and that's it. Isn't that cool? Let me replay the thing. So this one is he's typing the comments, right? He's trying to explain what he wants, right? What he wants to do. It's actually just checking the open source code. So anything that is open, since your license is open source, right? It will actually just study that code. Did you see how it works? I use this in work right now. It actually understands your code also, your the context of how you code. I think it runs an AI engine in your IDE or maybe a service as long as it doesn't save anything in the API, right? The service of Copilot. I think it should be okay unless they're violating some privacy, right? You see, he's creating a server now, right? And Copilot is actually auto completing this for him. All this gray text, right, is actually Copilot, right? So you just do a tab, then it will auto complete for you. Yeah, there's some programmers who are scared of Copilot, but I think it's okay because the guys Copilot is also an Copilot is also an application, right? Copilot is also an application, right? So there's still programmers required to do it, right? And I don't think this will replace everyone. You still need to understand the code and see how it works, right? And you feel that if it's not if it's not a how do you call it, the implementation is not as how you feel it should be, right? Then you can still edit the code and you're still the creator basically. It just helps you uh you know rather than googling anyway in Google, right? So what you do, right, in Google, you Google some code, then you copy paste the code, right? It's the same thing, what? Right. So I am trying this with Golang right now. The only thing is, right, this one is not free, I think. At some point, right, you need to pay, which I think is, I don't know, for new guys, right? I think it's not worth it for now because you're still learning, right? I think you need to pay, I don't know. I think you need to pay how much? Pricing. These are help. I can't remember, but it's not very expensive, I think. It was, oh, here. Sorry. So for 1 month, it's around, I don't know, almost $4. Yeah. Oh, here. If you pay per month, it's $4 per user per month. I don't think you need this enterprise one. I think this one only. No, but this is not Copilot. This is GitHub. Copilot. Oh, I'm confused with the thing. Oh, okay. So if you're working on open source projects, you can actually use Copilot for free for at least a year. All right. Good night. Check him. I thought it was 9 a.m. Is it? Or 9 p.m.? Did you mention 9 p.m. earlier? Thank you, Chekem, for joining me today. It was really very interesting. I'll see you again soon in my next stream. Good night. Have a good rest, bro. Send us some French pictures. Yeah. Hopefully, I can visit France again next time, and maybe we can, hang out right in the vineyard. Cool, bro. Thank you for watching. Thank you guys for watching. I think it's still. I'll stay a bit, like 5 more minutes. Then we wrap up, right? Then we do another stream maybe next week, right? We don't have a stream this Tuesday. I haven't gotten a guest, right, for our stream. Oh, okay. Let me pin your comment, Hates. So Copilot is priced at $10 per month or 100 a year, but it is free for verified students and maintainers of popular open source projects. So if you're a student, I guess you just have to present a proof of that you're a student, right? Then you can access Copilot for free. Or if you are a maintainer of a popular open source project, you can use Copilot for free. Maybe if you want to use, then you contribute to one big open source project and, you know, and take advantage of the Copilot. But it's not really necessary. I'm just saying that you can use this tool to, make your life like quality of life, right? Of being a developer, right? So you're back, hey, it's Lawa. I'm almost over, like maybe 4:45. We're gonna close the stream. Yeah. We took a look at these technologies, these languages, right? So we kind of like decided on two, Python and JavaScript. Maybe we start with JavaScript first. If we go into server side, we do Python, but I think this is the best. JavaScript is the best way to learn how a program works, right? How an application works. Someone shared a website earlier called where's that? JavaScript.info. Where's that? Let me close all this. For JavaScript, guys, you just use VS Code. That's it. Or StackBlitz if you want. Yeah, this one, javascript.info. Let's learn JavaScript, guys. I'm not also an expert on this. So I'm gonna sit down with you and learn JavaScript also. I also want to learn actually because it's something you I want to use also in, for example, Astro, right, the web framework, and it will work in any JavaScript framework, I think, and it's also not tied to yeah, it's also not tied to this specific like for example React, right? You will not get tied to React. If React doesn't become popular, it's not popular anymore, then you need to learn Vue. Then you need to learn another thing. So it will be like there's no lock in, right? JavaScript is JavaScript, right? Yeah, can learn easily. So we're gonna go through this. I'm gonna sift through all this information. I don't think we need like a lot of. We don't need to uh, understand all of this in one sitting, right? So we can probably just probably you know every session we can do three topics, for example, like this, like maybe one set of this, right? It's also interesting, right? For example, right, if you want to, because what I want to do, right, is for us to be able to entice, right, the those who are want to learn, right, they also want something that is not just printing out in the command line, right? So for example, this, right, you can pop out an alert, for example, right? So let's say this run, and even use your browser to just you know see. Don't even need to install anything, right? If you want to just try this out, right? See, are you the boss? See, are you the boss? See, like that. Very easy to use, right? Yeah, never learn the frameworks first. You can learn the framework after you learn the fundamentals, right? Otherwise, you will just get overwhelmed, right? So we just go through the basics first. Then we go to the advanced stuff later. The advanced stuff, I think you can actually do it on your own, you know, because advanced stuff, there's a lot of paths, right, that you want to go through, like I want to be a React developer, right? That's something that not everyone would want, right? So you would want to focus on the basics first. Then if you want to go advanced, then it's really your call already. So, but our objective here is to just teach let the beginners get off their feet, right? Kumbaga, we help them start, no? Because if they get confused at the start, they will say, programming is so hard, then I don't want it anymore. Right. Then it will not be, we might want to make it fun for them also, right? We don't want a boring, you know, we don't want to get bored with programming. We want them to enjoy it, right? Few steps, yeah, that's right. So the purpose of my stream is to get everyone up and running, right? Once you learn, you can leave my stream. It's fine, right? But get I want you to be encouraged, right, to go into software development, right? Because you saw my stream, right? It's my one way of giving back also to the Filipino community and those who are actually learning programming who would want to shift, right? Make their lives better by earning more, for example, right? I can help you find a job, then you pay me a recruitment fee, something like that. Hey, it's low sometime, right? Maybe we can arrange something with your students, right? Maybe we can go into a call, not maybe in Discord, you know. Let's get some questions from them that, some mentors can also address like that. What school are you teaching? What school are you? I'm not sure if I asked you already, so pardon me, because I can't memorize things sometimes. Is it Baguio? I can't remember. Where's Forbes College? Can I Google that? Philippines. Oh, Bicol. Ah. Wow, I have a friend from Bicol. This one. Ah. Okay, guys. You follow their Facebook. This one, right? Follow their Facebook, guys. If you have someone in Bicol, let them enroll in this school. So how's programming in that school? Very nice, huh? Bicol. I have been to Bicol. My wife is her roots is from Bicol. I think Legazpi also, if I can't remember. Where the Mayon volcano is, right? Ah, no, no, no. Is that Albay? Albay is different, is it? But Legazpi Albay, right? We want to help. If we can also help your students, right, in some way, we can actually get sponsors from other, you know, our network, right? If you need some access to some online materials or some books, maybe, you know. I know it's a private school, but maybe the other schools there in Bicol, right, who cannot afford, you know, we can actually help them also through the stream, right? So continue your work if you need anything any help in marketing anything, right? Or you know, any career talk that I can do for your students. Are you teaching high school or college students? Yeah, why not? Basically, my objective is to you know programming to make programming very popular in Philippines, right? Then we can also have a lot of developers who can actually work locally or maybe work overseas, so we can help the economy also, right? Like that. We want to go into the level of India and China, for example, right? Wherein really have a lot of very good developers. Of course, the US is a mix of all the races. No? They have really good programmers also. We don't have to be in like Google or Facebook or Netflix, right? You can just be an average developer, but it really helps us as a country, right? To be how do you call it? Someone who earns and give back to the country by paying like good taxes, for example. Okay, the curriculum, I agree, right? That's why we want to supplement it with some things that we are actually doing right now, like this, because the curriculum is not it's like old school, right? So we supplement it with like training. You know, we can probably do free training later on, right? I can get some volunteers. But don't worry, it's not. Don't worry, we will help each other, right? Mm. Because my frustration, right? I'm trying to hire some developers in the Philippines. We have a company. Our company is called Oh My Home. It's hard to get developers, no? Not only backend, like even front end. What means that there's not a lot of developers yet. Internet is the equalizing factor. It hates loud, right? As long as you have internet, you have access to anything. Right. So let's make this a uh, let's make the internet, right. Use the internet for the purpose of you know letting those that who want to learn, we help them learn and get their career started, right. You start small. I didn't start like I'm a really good programmer, right. Until now, I'm still learning, right. I cannot say like I'm as good as a Google developer, for example, right. So we help each other. Do I sound nationalistic or something? Yeah. Although I'm overseas, I still, I think I want to help my countrymen, right? You want to go abroad? Why not? I don't believe in brain drain. The solution to brain drain is, you know, training our people to be really good programmers also. So there's no brain drain, right? So if you have enough supply, there's no brain drain. Then those who are going outside, right, help people who are still in the Philippines. Then it's actually, helping our economy also. So it's brain drain is not something that we have to be afraid of, right? It's natural, right? Because overseas there's bigger salary, right? When people go overseas, let's not stop them to get their dreams, right? They also want to have like a good life, right? So let's not stop them from like no brain drain. You don't go overseas, right? I'm not saying you don't stay in the Philippines. I'm saying right, there are people who want to also go abroad to learn new things, right? It's not only the money to be exposed to working with different nationalities or races, right? Working in the US, right? We have good guys who are actually, did you hear of Dado Banata or, you know, they became billionaires, right? Then they came back to the Philippines. Dado Banata is contemporary with Bill Gates and Steve Jobs. No, let me show his. So this guy, right? He co-founded S3. You know S3 Graphics, the video card. So he founded that company, right? This S3 Graphics, right? Then I think they were able to sell it. I don't know if they sold it or what. To Gigaraw. So now he's back in the Philippines to you know, help our economy. So dinala niya lahat ng pera niya sa Pinas. I mean, not lahat siguro. Pero he created foundations, no? Tapos I'm not at that level. I'm just an average programmer. Pero what I'm saying is, right, kahit mga maliliit na mga nag-overseas, right, can still help, you know, in our own way, right? 'Di ba? So hindi naman lahat like, abroad ako, kalimutan ko na yung Pinas, right? Brain drain. You're not familiar with that thing. Maybe our brain is drained already. That's why you don't. Oh, there's a actually see the departure of educated professional people from one country or field for another, usually for better pay or living conditions. Now you know, right? Brain drain. Yeah. So now you know, you can tell your students, don't worry about brain drain. It's actually good. I mean, for me, if you come back to Philippines and help again, right? Why not, right? Yeah. Let them achieve their dreams, right? That's life. Let get rid of this scrub mentality thing. We should help each other, not pull down each other. Yeah, I'm trying to be philosophical here now, but yeah, I'm just saying. You can also let your. Do you have kids in your? Do you have kids in your school? You can also let them try this scratchmit.edu. Yeah, don't worry about. You can work overseas. Why not? Right. That's how you grow. Don't stop from dreaming. Right. So if you have kids in your school, right, you can let them try this. Right. To let them start, this programming logic visually. Right. You can let them like try this, like create a game, for example. Right. There's some interesting games here in Scratch. Right. So you can, for example, right, there's a lot of content here, right? For example, they create some games, right? This one is just video, so you can create your own game, visually. Can create own animations like that. See. So yeah, I taught my daughter this Scratch, and she's very happy to learn it. You can, your grade school, or maybe I don't know, kindergarten. They're good enough to use this. I think as long as you can use the computer, that's it. You can already use this Scratch. Very interesting tool. It's free. It's free. Uh One time, Roblox. I look at Roblox programming. Maybe I can do some stream about that, but I need to learn the Lua language. I think it's a different language. Some scripting. All right. I think I'm gonna end on that note. Right. Let's play some music before we kind of like uh close out. Right. I want to thank everyone who joined us today. Right. I appreciated you coming back. Hey, it's Lau. I also want to check M, right? He was with me for the entire stream. But he's based in France, so he said it's already nighttime there and he needed to sleep. Feel free to reach me in either Discord, right? You can join our Discord also. Our Reddit is banned, so I don't know. I need to check with them. Feel free to send me an email also. donbitocodes@gmail.com if there's anything I can help. If you think you can share your story also, why not? Right? Why did you choose teaching programming? Why not other subject? Right. Are you teaching programming or a different thing? All right, guys. I think that's it. Yeah, cool. Yeah, continue your work. Let's catch up again next stream. Basics is okay. That's what you need, right? Basics. You don't need to be like advanced when you're teaching. It's okay. All right. Let me turn up the volume a bit, right? So we can get entertained. Thank you for joining the stream, guys. We streamed around 3 hours today. I was planning to stream like 2 hours only. But we had some interesting discussions, so yeah. So I decided maybe, we just try to extend a bit. Our extension was like one hour. Yeah, thank you for joining, guys. I'll see you again soon. I'll probably stream again next weekend. It's okay. I enjoy the stream, so it's okay if I extend. I wanted to extend. I'm gonna be on sabbatical for 3 months, so you'll see me more often. October to December, guys. Maybe you can see me every other day. Let's do the JavaScript thing. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye. Cheers, guys. Have a good day. Hey, it's Lau. I'll see you again soon. Cool. Bye-bye. It's a Korean thing. Bye. Cheers. Have a good weekend, guys. Still Saturday. Still 2 days to enjoy. Bye-bye. Then have a good week after. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.